Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is the first episode of the podcast by Daylight, just a casual podcast, about as generic as it gets, just talking about events or ideas, thoughts, with our, two buddies here. But we just wanted to spice it up, give you a little more extra entertainment with some Dead by Daylight in the background. What do you think?
I'm thinking that while it might be just another podcast, wide open sea, it's our podcast, so it's a good podcast.
Damn right, I completely agree with that sentiment. I think things are going to go pretty well for us. I think it's going to be a good start to something new. We were talking about this the other day. We were looking up, because I had this idea spontaneously. I was like, wow, this would be kind of fun. I didn't really think about it. So, my boy over here looks it up, and he's like, yo, Dead by Daylight podcasts exist, but not like you think. And, we talk about it. It's just like a bunch of podcasts where they talk about Dead by Daylight, and that's cool. Like, the game's interesting enough to do that, and they're obviously professionals, so they know enough to do that. But I just want, like, a genuine podcast.
Yeah, I think the thing is with, like, any other Dead by Daylight podcast is that it's like, how many times can I listen to True Talent or Ots Darva talk about the game? Like, I love those guys. I watch your videos daily, but it's like, I can watch your gameplay videos and be entertained. I don't need to sit down for an hour and, like, listen to their thoughts, which I just listened to in the 20-minute video.
Right, most of it's, like, just shit about, maybe mid-chapter patches or whatever. And again, cool, but, like, what they're taking, like, an hour to talk about, I've heard them summarize it, like, what is 5 minutes?
Truly, yeah.
So, nothing too
and
crazy.
It's like, all the people who do it, they're not the I wouldn't say toxic, but they're not like they try to keep it not super scummy in the game, so they're not talking about the new window techs or ways to, like, mess with killer and stuff like that, or, like, new dark traps or anything. It's literally just about, like, changes in the game.
Yeah, which is cool. And I think sometimes, they'll be like, real quick, I don't want to stay on the topic of Dead by Daylight too much, but do you know that they're changing Dead Hard a little?
How and why?
So when you use Dead Hard, you'll be able to, like, curve.
Whoa!
Yeah, which is going to be crazy, because you can do it in the PTB right now, and I saw someone literally Dead Hard curve around into a fucking pallet and then slam it in the killer's face. So I'm like, that kind of control, like, high-level competitive play is going to be insane. Like, they just took Dead Hard from being one of the best perks in the game, the best exhaustion perk, to potentially, like, the most useful perk.
Yeah, that's fucking... Oh, I thought they would have nerfed it. That's insane.
Yeah, I don't know. I definitely wasn't expecting anything like it, but you never know with the devs, I guess.
Yeah. As a Dead Hard user, I'm very excited for that.
We're all Dead Hard users, let's be real.
We are. We're scummy, yeah.
Yeah, we're not bad people, we're just bad people. You know how it is.
Absolutely, man.
Alright, so now off the topic of Dead by Daylight, what are you thinking we should talk about? Obviously we haven't really done podcasts before, so we're just kind of throwing shit in there. But what do you think the first order of business is?
No, I think we should give them a long tale about our business in the SCP Foundation.
Yes, the SCP Foundation. Now, some people probably don't know what that means. It's just, secure, contain, protect, or whatever the fuck.
Yep.
And it's just like this big website filled with just amazing literature. Some of it less so, I think, definitely recently. I think when they're newly posted, a lot of them are just, like, waiting to be taken down, But, yeah, because some of it's really just, like, too much, or, like, not enough, really. But it's just, like, a bunch of cool literature about just fiction, objects, people, things, places, dimensions, all that stuff.
The whole idea is basically it's this foundation that goes out and finds, like, these things they call SCPs, and they're anomalous objects. They can be a person or, like, a thing or just, like, a monster in general. Just these things that aren't, like, within the laws of our universe. And it's basically just, like, a detailed report of what they are, how they found them, the tests they did on them, and, like, what they can do.
Right, and it's really cool. I mean, just a few that you can look up on the spot, just to even read on while we're talking about this podcast and waiting in this fucking lobby would be like they have God.
Yeah,
God's really cool, but it's definitely one of the ones where it's like this could have had more potential. I think there's like hidden addendums or logs maybe deeper in it that we haven't found because I've definitely heard a lot of stories, but I just can't
me
fucking
too.
find them on it. But or there's like the plague doctor.
One of the best ones is called Here Be Dragons.
Here be dragons, the hard to kill reptiles. Another one.
Oh my, not to sidetrack too much, but I just read this SCP that was about, it's this little girl, right?
Mm-hmm.
And anyone who's around her, if they stay around her for a very long time, they get homicidal tendencies and, like, try to kill the girl.
Yeah, I saw that mentioned in a video recently.
Yeah, and if they try to kill the girl, they die of a heart attack or seizure, right? They can never kill her. And she has, like, this really good healing factor. But they put the extremely hard to kill reptile, which, for background, is, like, it's this reptile that's literally almost, like, invincible.
As far as we can tell, it is invincible, right? Like,
yeah,
they've done everything
to try to kill it, because its main goal in life, it can talk, it's sentient, its main goal in life is to wipe out every other living being.
Exactly.
But this little girl, they put, because they knew, like, she heals fast and they'd get the reptile out of there quickly, they put the reptile...
is if you try to kill her, you die.
Yeah. They put the reptile in the room with her, and she, like, walked over and started petting it, and the reptile was just cool with it.
Yeah, and they think it's because he was aware of the danger.
Actually, he said that it's because the Foundation would treat her like a monster just as they did as him.
That's fucked.
And he even tried to break out to try and confront and kill the scientist, because he was like, I know you hurt her like you hurt me.
Wow.
Yeah, and I was just like, that is a wildly touching moment.
Wow. That's insane.
It's such a good read, dude.
Anyway, now, me and my buddy here, we're just trying to get our own shit on there, and it is hell. But we had a cool idea. Like, before we get into the process, because, fuck, it's a process. But basically, the premise of it was we were just sitting there, and we were like, you know what? You know what would be really cool? You know what would really define our chops, really let us know what we're capable of? I should ready up. Would be, you know, what if we made one about a glass of water? Because fuck it. You know?
Yeah.
And the original script was just like, okay, it can, like, send signals out. So what are these signals? We were like, different universes. Cool. Now they're receiving messages. Why? How do they find it? Maybe a journal. And, you know, after, you know, getting around, the basic premise is like, so they start, you know, receiving messages in, like, Morse code, and after talking to some people, we decided on international Morse code, because that can be translated from a few different languages and then simplified into English. And it'll start out as small things, you know, advertisements, maybe Taco Bell, McDonald's, holidays that don't exist, places that don't, events that never occurred, stuff like that. But over time, after they experiment on it, they start finding out about this, that it came from a different universe, isolated by one... We've been referring to it as a figure, but originally we referred to it as a man, or the man, made up of the water. You know, and he has no face. His face, quoted straight from the thing, flows like water. And he is... what's the word? He is just, we'll say hellbent. He is hellbent on getting all of his water back because it is leaking out of his universe and into other ones.
Yeah, he's kind of the physical embodiment of the water.
Yeah, it is his water, and he will do anything for it. And now it's like, oh, how does he get there? Well, you know, real science kind of is like, you know, everything's made of atoms, and atoms are made of, like, photons and phonons. Phonons are like sound waves. Photons are like light waves. And they all kind of have their own frequency. So we were like, okay, well, what if the universe itself had, like, its own frequency? And every different universe has a unique frequency. That, you know, that's kind of based on fact, but it's twisted into fiction, right? Makes sense. You can work with that.
Absolutely.
Oh, David is running fucking no mither. Okay. So we were like, okay, this makes sense. So what he does is he'll try to get people to, like, drink the water or tamper with it enough so that he can tap into their frequency and go there. And he's like this hyper-strong being that will literally, like, pummel the Foundation, or at least a portion of it. So when they find out about this, you know, obviously they're less likely to work on it, and just shit like that. We thought that was a fucking cool idea. There's obviously more to it, and there's more details, but that's like the general idea. But man, if you want to talk about the process, it is.
Yeah.
You've got some feelings on the process.
Now, let's go back to 2020, all the way just about when quarantine of the COVID-19 virus started, in Michigan at least. We were sitting down over video call and making this SCP, and we finally got through it enough to where we're confident that this is like good enough to be a draft, and we knew you had to get your draft critiqued.
Oh my god, it's so hard.
Yeah. So we looked. Is that Rafe? I'm sorry.
No, it's Trapper.
Okay.
I just didn't say anything yet.
So we looked, and you actually don't even. My bad. You don't just have to get your draft critiqued. You have to get the idea itself critiqued. So you're like, oh, that's not too bad. So once you're on this idea critique form, you have to get 2 green lights. And you get that by these special people who are like really good at the game. Really good at SCPs. And sorry, he's like right in my fucking asshole. They're really good at SCPs, and they're proven veterans and shit. So
right, and I think there's. Oh my fuck! I got fucked up. I think there's some kind of like process you go through because you have to like apply for it and shit.
Yeah.
Oh,
you have to apply for it,
things. I didn't take damage
prove that you know the world and its lore, shit like that. Prove you know the world and its lore, and just like simple things like that. And so we are trying to convince these greenlighters to let us, fucking greenlight the SCP. So we post it. The first couple of posts get no responses, so we keep on trying to post it. No luck fucking anywhere. So we're getting upset, and finally we reach out to these people in what's called the Butterfly Squad, which are these people who are like literal known veterans in the community, have written like multitudes of SCPs, and are very respected. And so like we did that, and it was going pretty well because we got a response. And basically, the response tore the whole idea to shreds. It was ruthless and unforgiving. And the guy basically, his main gripe was that we needed more substance, more things to like make it one big story. And he suggested that we add some experiments, like what the SCP Foundation did to the water to test its abilities. So we added that, right? And then we took a break for around a year because COVID hit us both pretty hard and life was wild. And we come back recently, and we post again. And again, no responses for like a day, so we reach out to the Butterfly Squad. Butterfly Squad tells us that they'll review it, they come onto our post. Literally, the first fucking guy goes, oh, yeah, your thing really shouldn't have experiments. I don't like them. That guy stepped in his own fucking trap.
Dude, what a dumbass. But just like, yeah, talk about like fuck.
Yeah, and that's the moment I realized that none of this is based off of what's true and factual about what you need to do with SCPs. It's truly based on whoever the fuck is reviewing you. Like, it's their fucking opinion, and if you can't find 2 people who share like a similar amount of fucking opinions on shit like that, then you're not gonna get anyone.
Yeah, and it hurts because we went into this like chat room.
Yes.
And it was really cool. Like we found this guy, and his username was like Mars or something. We don't really know much about him, but he was a greenlighter, and we talked to him for a while, and he really seemed to be digging the idea. But then right at the end, he's like, "Yeah, I think I've said all I can say. I wish you guys good luck." And it was like, dude, what?
Yeah. No, he was digging it. He gave us a few pointers and asked questions about it that we answered pretty effectively and simply, and then we ping him after he just starts being quiet out of nowhere, and we're like, hey man, are we good? And he was just like, yeah, you are. I've said all I need to say. You two have a good time trying to get your green lights. And it was like, what? What? So we just sat there in disbelief, and it's like, we've been doing this for over a fucking year, right?
You know.
over a fucking year, and we're doing our best. And at one point, someone in the fucking thread threatened to ban my account. It was the most wild shit. And
so funny.
we're fucking like, God damn it. We are fucking like, this shit's a nightmare. We don't know what to do because we tried. We fucking tried our asses off, dude. And we haven't even gotten to the draft critique. Right? What the fuck's gonna happen when we finally get a draft done? Like, it is pretty much done, but what the fuck's gonna happen when we finally get it critiqued?
I'm waiting at an exit that is 99.
Okay, where?
Not that one. But they're both open now.
Well, I'll find one.
I'll wait for it. But yeah, I mean, it's so hard to get those green lights.
It's ridiculous.
I feel like we're just right there.
We haven't checked in a few days on our post. We should definitely do that because I reached out to like 15 members.
I didn't check today.
Yeah. I'm looking just for any exit. I mean, we're not talking about Dead by Daylight that you can see on your screen.
That wouldn't be professional of us.
No, that's not the point of this goddamn podcast. We aren't fucking Otstarva.
Damn right we're not.
Anyway, but the point is, it's like, I feel like the community, I don't know how to put this. Back in the day, it could be like, the community was, I'm at an exit. The community was, it was just more open. And now it feels like there's like a select group of people who can like choose to review each other's SCPs and like be really good friends together, and that's it. Like, they don't review anyone else's.
It just takes them so long to get around to it, man. Like,
yeah, but you see a post from a big guy and 13 other of the veterans are already commenting on the post.
Yeah. And I've seen, like, I was looking at this one where it took this guy, God, I think it was like 20 days to get one green light.
Yeah.
That was insane.
I don't know. The SCP Foundation has become pretentious to a point of kind of absurdity. They take themselves too seriously. Would you agree on that point?
I mean, it's better than not taking them so seriously at all, kind of.
Yeah, but I feel like they don't remember where they've come from. It was a scary story started on fucking 4chan.
That's true.
Right? Like, there's a select group of people who, like, took over and, like, just run the SCP Foundation. I don't even know if they know who the fuck the original author of the first SCP is.
You can go back and find it. It's just, you have to fucking work at it a little bit.
Are you sure? I mean, 4chan's anonymous.
Oh, 4chan. That's true.
Like, I don't get how you could take control over something that really wasn't yours and, like, just kind of make it something that it shouldn't be. I have a lot of criticisms about the community, mostly because I'm jaded, but I don't know. I've always saw the SCPs as something like anyone could do, and like all the warnings about making one make it seem like it definitely is something for like a specific group of people who are already good at it.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm hoping that once we get this first green light, things will get flowing.
Yeah, I don't know. I truly don't know what happened with the Mars guy.
Yeah, I thought we were doing fucking flawlessly, but now that we're
just answered all of his questions, I don't.
Why don't we check it out on call, right? That's what people do in podcasts. They look shit up online.
Hey, we need our own fucking Joe Rogan Jamie.
Dude, we need a Jamie. My Chrome's barely loading. Oh, there we go.
That's his name, right? I don't watch Joe.
I don't know. It's been a minute. I've seen like a few of his podcasts, but not many.
I only watched the one with Edward Snowden.
God. Oh my god, he got Snowden on there?
Yeah, it was really good, and Joe Rogan's a fucking idiot.
That makes perfect sense.
No new comments.
Really?
Yeah.
Jesus, do I need to... How many people have we reached out to at this point, man?
Okay. We are going to have a story time out.
Okay. What story time? What's the story?
You'll figure it out. Give me a sec, bud. This isn't the random thing I said I was going to bring up either. This is new information.
Oh, like
Do
fresh,
you remember the part where
fresh
we
off the
said
oven.
we were in? Yes. Do you remember the part where we said we fancy little forum chat thing? I'm sure you all do because we said it not 5 minutes ago.
Okay, wait, what happened? Because you lagged out a little bit.
Okay, I in the little forum chat room.
Yeah, the chat room.
I think they do because we said it not 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, we just mentioned it a little while ago.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, Alex, what we failed to mention is while we were in there was a guy by the name of Trickster Emporium.
What a dude.
Now, he was also seeking green lights for an SCP, but was asking anyone for criticism. So both myself, Keegan, and our buddy here, Alex, gave our criticism. Alex was very thorough. It was about like a boy who was possessed by a demon, and there was personalities, and like he could call on the
being
demon.
like super strong, and the demon was the second personality.
Yep. Yep.
And I think it was like he couldn't take souls, but that's how he had to live, and he was immortal. Yep. So the demon took over and did it for him, and it was like, okay.
But the demon could only take souls if they were in a dream, and they had to convince them to give them something in the dream, and then it turned out it was really their soul.
Oh my god, yeah. Holy shit,
yeah.
This guy had so
now,
many
this is a very disjointed SCP that was nowhere near even a good idea at the time.
What the fuck is
now,
that?
Trickster Emporium, my bad, Imperium, he commented on our post, talking pretty much nonsense. The guy spoke in pretty broken English.
Yeah.
But looking at a comment he left on our post from a couple days ago, there's a staff notice where his comment used to be.
What? Staff
notice. This user has been permanently banned for sock puppet and ban evasion.
What does that mean?
They banned him once, probably because he kept spamming his shit SCP, so he kept creating fake accounts.
Oh my god. What a dude. I literally can't even find our shit, though.
I'm sure it's on a page. I'll comment on it, get on the first page again, because we're scum.
Dude, it must be on page like 5 or 6.
Yeah.
There's no way. Because we were just on page like 2 or 3 a little while ago, but I might be insane.
That was yesterday, buddy.
Yeah, but I saw so many of these yesterday.
So yeah, that's kind of our tale with the SCP Foundation, guys.
Jesus Christ.
It's very easy to get into the fandom, but very hard to become a writer.
Anyway, so something I was thinking about while I was working today. So I was thinking about, babies. Because this is, okay, I feel like I gotta preface that. I was thinking about, I made the joke or something like, I should just abort myself or something like that. And I started thinking to myself, like, man, we don't even let babies decide, Like, how do we know that they want to live, right? So I was thinking to myself, like,
Whoa.
with most things, we should let them have, like, a 7-day free trial, right? Of life. Right? And see what they think. Maybe they like it. Maybe they don't. I don't know, right? But at the end of the 7th day, we look at them, and we're like, hey, what do you think of this shit? What do you think of this life? Do you like this? And if they cry, you shoot them in the fucking head. But if they laugh, they're stuck here. What do you think, man?
I mean, honestly,
Staff notice. Wow, that's insane.
I'm not opposed to letting babies decide if they live or die.
I mean, all I'm saying is I probably would have cried.
Yeah, absolutely.
Jesus Christ, dude.
If I'd fucking known what this life was gonna be like.
We're hitting around that 25-minute mark.
Ooh.
We've played one game.
Yeah, these wait times, wild.
Truly astounding.
Maybe we do an hour and a half. We'll see.
Yeah, but that was my little tidbit that I wanted to bring up.
You know what I've been thinking about, man?
I would love to know what you've been thinking about.
So, like, have you ever seen those memes that are like me in 30 years when talking to my kids about why my childhood was so fucked up? and they start out with, so there was this gorilla, right? Talking about Harambe and
Yeah,
why he was like the end of the world.
he was.
Yeah, but like, okay, obviously, but like, Harambe's death in real life didn't lead to all this shit. But I was wondering, like, if there was a physical way, like, to actually connect every bad thing that has happened directly, like, since his death, directly to Harambe.
Okay.
Like, have you ever heard of, like, it's like, the 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon or some shit?
I don't believe I have.
It's like you can take anything and in 6 steps, like, relate it to Kevin Bacon.
Really?
Yeah, and
Who
it
the fuck is
actually
Kevin
worked.
Bacon?
So,
Why can't I think of his face? I know who he is. I can't
he
think of his
was in, he's the main, the actor played the main character in Footloose.
You can't bring up Footloose because I don't know if I've seen it.
You've heard the song, though, yeah?
Oh, for sure.
Okay, good. That's all you need to know. Anyway, he's kind of ugly.
Kevin Bacon? He's not that bad looking.
He used to be pretty hot, but now he's like,
I mean, he's an old man who's kept it kind of firm.
I think he's our parents' age. Don't call him old. That's rude.
He's 62 years old.
What?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
What a man!
So he looks fucking great.
I'm gonna Google Kevin Bacon now.
Yeah, no, you might, I don't know who you're thinking of, but Kevin Bacon doesn't look that bad.
No, this is exactly who I'm thinking of.
Really?
I didn't know he was so old.
I just watched a movie with him in it where he went to like this house and he had murdered some bitch and he got stuck there and he wanted his daughter to live but he couldn't leave with them and shit. I don't know, it was something weird. Great movie. He's a good actor. But you're saying something about connecting everything to Kevin Bacon in 6 steps. Do you have an example? Keegan? Huh. Wonder where my dad... Oh,
Oh my god.
you there, bud? Maybe experiencing some technical difficulties.
Are you back?
Oh, is it me?
Al?
Oh.
Alex?
Yeah, I can hear
Can you hear me, bud?
Yeah.
Hello?
What's up?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh?
It's not me. It's like degrees of separation, which is like what the broader game is called. You can relate it back to Kevin Bacon.
Okay. Start from the beginning.
How bad am I cutting out?
No, everything's good now. It was 100% me.
Okay. I said like the main idea of like the game of 6 degrees of separation or 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon is you can take anything and in 6 moves relate it back to Kevin Bacon.
Okay.
Right.
So
Now,
do you have any examples?
like if I said fucking, I don't know, Scooby-Doo, I could get on Wikipedia and through looking through Scooby-Doo links, I bet you in 6 steps or less, I could get to Kevin Bacon's Wikipedia page.
No fucking way you could do that.
No, because I've done it with Hitler. There's also the 6 degrees of separation of Hitler. Like, seriously, I've played it on Wikipedia and I win almost every single time. You hit the random button on Wikipedia, right?
Uh-huh.
And you literally click hyperlinks until you get to Hitler and you have 5 moves. 5 clicks. And I do it almost every time. Now, what I'm saying is every major bad event since 2016, I believe, was when Harambe died.
Yeah,
Can you take every fucking like major world event that was awful and in 6 steps or less, like fucking connect it to Harambe?
I feel like if you can connect anything to Kevin Bacon, you can probably do it for Harambe.
Yeah, but anything is it's like such a wide scale.
I think we need to test this sometime. For sure. Have you figured out who the killer is, by the way?
It is Billy, and I am definitely in chase.
Oh, I've been killing. Yeah. That's... Huh. I don't know why I can never figure out Kevin Bacon's face, because I've definitely looked him up. so many times.
Yeah, Kevin Bacon, really good actor.
Yeah, very good. Anyway, what's another topic we got here? So we still have time.
I think the topic should be how I'm fucking toning this Billy, oh my fucking god.
Oh my god. I wouldn't know, I can't see it now, but I believe you. Huh. I'm literally just chilling.
Yeah, I'm just enjoying my time. So what is something, do you want to talk about the birthday incident?
You know what? Why not?
Okay, why don't you start the story? Give some background.
One sec, I think Billy Boy's near me. Yeah, so my buddy, and I feel like, yeah, we'll use a different name for anonymity. My buddy Holly, we went to her house for her birthday, right? And it was fun. We had a good time, and we'll get into that. But so it was like I didn't know her birthday was like coming up, and out of nowhere she turns to me. She's like, "Yo, my birthday's tomorrow." And I'm like, "Oh my fucking god, are you serious?" She's like, "Yeah, you should know." And I'm like, "Don't fucking say that to me. I know I should know." Like I felt really bad. And she's like, "Well, I have to work, not on her birthday, but the day after her birthday, she had to work." So he's like, "Why don't you come over tonight? We can invite Keegan, and it'll just be us, and obviously, her boyfriend, and we'll just hang out." I was like, "Oh my god, fuck yeah!" So I get the go ahead. Oh my god, Hatch is literally right next to this exit. Whatever. So I get the go ahead, and it took me like a minute to do it. Like Keegan was like there hours before me. Elaborate a little on what was going on because I still barely know.
So, like, from before you got there?
Yeah.
Okay, so Holly picks me up at my house, and I want you to know, the first thing I did was slip and fall on ice 3 fucking times. That has been eating live at me ever since that day. Just need to get it off my chest, because it was very embarrassing.
You just, like, ate shit.
Yeah, like 3 times, right in their faces. So Holly was laughing her fucking ass off, and I'm having a great time already. But we get to, her place, and there was some juice there, and god damn it, because I don't want to incriminate the poor girl. Can you bleep out every time I say the word alcohol or Four Loko?
Why?
Because I don't they can't arrest her, but
I got this dumbass hillbilly on me.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay, so anyway, we get to Holly's place, and there were some drinks of,
there were some beverages there, to say the least.
There were some beverages there, and the beverages were making me feel pretty fucking great. And I chugged one of these, beverages. It was called a Schmorschmoko, and I did it in about 30 minutes. Now, I am what some people call a lightweight. So, in the first 30 minutes, I chugged this Schmorschmoko, and I am just living the life. I am flying high. And at this point, we thought Mr. Alex over here wasn't coming. So Holly and I, who are both feeling it by this point...
Oh, that explains why Justin was driving.
Yes! Yes,
again,
it does.
Anonymity, I am using fake names, but...
Yep, absolutely. And so...
Oh, that hurts.
We're having a good time. And fucking Alex gets there, stone cold, sober. He hasn't had any Schmorschmoko. And honestly, we get back to her place, and all I remember is Alex chugging his Schmorschmoko in about the same time as me vomiting twice. There was some other alcohol involved, and a speedway trip to get more Schmorschmoko. And
wait, are you really that, fuzzy?
Alex? Yes.
Because when I started, I didn't really start until, 11. But,
But by that time, I had, 5 shots of whiskey and a whole Schmorschmoko.
Right, at that point, the only thing I really hadn't drank was the Schmorschmoko. But like at 11, like in like 30 minutes or less, I had
Ready
that
up.
down, and then I hit. Do we want to play killer? Nah, we'll save that for another podcast. And by like 30 to 45 minutes in, I had had a whole one down, and then I had also had a cup of another one. And now, before we get into like the later effects and consequences of my actions, I feel like I should mention I don't think I'm a particular lightweight because I do remember most of the night pretty vividly. Like some of maybe like 3 hours after, like I really like hit it, it starts getting like a little weird, but I still remember it like pretty fucking well. But I didn't eat shit that day. Like I had ate like 10 in the morning. I ate like 10 in the morning, and then I didn't really eat again until after it was already in me. Because we had those noodles or those that mac and cheese, which tasted like nothing.
It tasted like nothing and like
Nothing
an
had
orgasm of the
flavor.
mouth.
Nothing had flavor at that point, but I knew I was hungry, so I ate all mine. And Holly, anonymity, I was so fucking hungry, dude, because I hadn't eaten all day, and I was like, "Yo, you're not eating your shit," and she's like, "Yeah, you can have it." And like literally, I felt bad, but like, and it was on the floor, but I just kept scooping it. I was like, I kept thinking, no, yes, no.
So yeah, that was the night, and it was pretty fucking fun.
And it was really cool because like I can remember going to a Speedway and getting like a for real, which had no flavor.
You got a for real, right?
Yeah,
we shared it.
Yeah, had no flavor, but I know it was cold.
Wow, I totally forgot that. That was a great fucking for real.
I think it was. Yeah, I definitely enjoyed it. I was drinking it, and the only reason I knew I finished is because I could hear it empty. But I literally don't remember like swallowing. Like,
so okay, by the time I pass out, which is like at 3 in the morning, I didn't remember.
Pass out. Well, no, because you passed out at like 2. You passed out at like 2:30 first,
okay,
and then you did end up waking up at about 3:00. And I know this because you fell asleep, and then at 3:00 I took like a 10-minute nap or a 30-minute nap. So somewhere between in that 30 minutes, you passed out again, and you stayed out for the night.
Yeah, so I don't remember anything like ever being awake past 2:30.
Yeah, really. You really didn't do much. I'm sure you fell asleep within like 10 minutes again. But like I remember waking up 30 minutes later, and we had company because we needed designated drivers who weren't fucked up.
Yeah.
And what am I trying to say? Oh yeah, and I wake up and I'm like, okay, I'm feeling pretty good because at this point, I only napped for like 30 minutes, but compared to what I was like 30 minutes before, where things were kind of fuzzy, I was almost completely coherent again. And I said that, and one of them looked at me and he was like, "Dude, this is fucking insane. Usually it takes me hours." And I'm like, "It's been like 30 minutes and I am okay." And then I took another 30-minute nap, and because like Holly, you know, she was like, "Do you want like
do you want like an inflatable?" Who I kept trying to fuck?
Yeah, I don't remember. We'll say his name was Josh.
Dude, honestly, don't remember his real name.
I do, but again, anonymity. So Josh, and yeah, he had a really deep voice. I always used to call him a Greek god when I first met him. And then there's the driver. But yeah, so like they leave, and Holly looks at me and she's like, "Yo, do you need like a bed? Do you want me to like inflate it?" And I had already napped on the floor, and at this point I'm so fucked. I'm like, no, I'm just going back down. And I just laid down, and she went off to bed, and I wake up 30 minutes later, and this is the beginning of what is a terrible like 6 hours.
Yeah, you need to tell the part that happened at 4 because I was still out.
Yeah, at 4:00 I literally wake up and I'm like, I know I'm gonna vomit. I feel like shit, and I'm trying not to like acknowledge it. But like my mouth waters a little bit. I'm like, no, you're not gonna vomit. I just keep my mouth shut. I'm like, it's not happening. It's not actually happening. And then I'm like, okay, it is happening. And I'm like, I can't stand. Like I could have, because it wasn't a balance thing, but I felt so shitty. I was almost certain if I stood up, I was just gonna vomit right there. So I literally like crawl like on my hands and knees just down the hall, like what would this be, like 4 yards at least, just into the bathroom and just vomit into the toilet. And Holly's clocked out, you're clocked out, and then I just get up and I walk back and I wake up what is maybe a few hours later, and I can proceed to just, over the course of like 2 hours, vomit like 5 more times.
His total was 6 times. I vomited twice while I was drunk. This man woke up hungover, vomited fucking 6
And the worst
fucking
part is
times.
after the second time, my stomach was empty, but my body was trying to like flush its alka poisons. So like I was literally just dry heaving, which literally made it feel like I couldn't breathe half the time. It was
And,
really,
like,
it sucks.
At some point, like, I stopped feeling bad for you because I was like, truly, I just want to go home.
Yeah.
Can you stop vomiting so we can, in fact, leave?
Yeah. Oh my god, it was so fucking funny, dude.
It was a good time.
It was a good time. I've definitely enjoyed it, for sure.
Yeah, man.
God. Yeah. No, after that, there's genuinely a few hours where I was like, I will never touch alcohol again. Like, it was so bad.
And, like, but now it's been a couple days, and I'm kind of like, maybe.
Yeah, it was literally like 6 hours after. And I was like, oh, what? Maybe I will.
Yeah, it was definitely that day that I was like, I could do that again.
Except, like, way less.
No, I think more.
I'd never want to vomit like that.
You see, I have a lot of voices screaming at me that I need to silence, you know?
No. I just know vomit 6 times, bad.
Oh, but I don't do that, though, so...
Well, which one is it? Vomit 6 times, bad. Was that the right one? Or is it this one? Vomit 6 times, bad.
Jesus Christ,
I
man.
have 2 headsets on. That's what we can talk about. The setup.
Yes.
Oh my god. I have never had such a ghetto setup in my life. Okay.
Will we be canceled for that word?
Ghetto?
Yeah.
I don't give a shit.
Cool.
I don't feel like we would, because I'm not insulting a race or anything, or a gender, or a people. I'm saying a ghetto is someplace that is busted and broken down, I think. Is that the definition? What's the definition of ghetto?
Yeah, it's kind of like a rundown part that can house any peoples.
Damn right, definitely.
This isn't about race, gotcha.
I think it definitely has something to do with, like, poor, though, right?
Yeah.
It's a slum area.
We love the poor. We are
occupied
poor.
by a minority group or groups. So, ignoring the minority part, because that's not really what I mean, but just like the slum thing where it's like you are working with what you have and it's like just so shit, but it still gets the job done, you know?
Yeah.
So basically, when preparing for this podcast, there were a certain set of challenges that we had to
overcome.
Yeah, and like for me, it was like, okay, I need to record my buddy's audio, I need to record my video, and I need to record my audio. So how am I going to do this? Well, I don't want to record my audio with the game audio because I want to make sure that everything's proper and you guys can hear our voices, a bit more than the game. This is a podcast after all. But I can't. So my PlayStation's set to record the video. So now I'm over here and I'm like, okay, I have this fucking PC. I'll have this recorded, but it can't record both of us at the same time. So I'm like fucking juggling shit. And I have Audacity, which is really good because it really has really good quality, like mic quality and shit. So I was like, okay, we could probably use this. And I had a few ideas. Is it Billy? It's Billy. So I had a few ideas, but it didn't end up working because I could either record his or mine, and then I'd have to record my audio with the game audio, which at the time I was fine with. But ideally, it wasn't what I wanted, right? So then I have a fucking epiphany, dude, and I'm like, oh my god, I have OBS.
Cool.
Whoa.
This guy's good. Better than what I fucking expected, I'll tell you that much.
Fuck. Yeah, so I'm like, I have OBS. I can literally just, like, record audio with that. And you know what? Believe it or not, boys, that's what I did. I am dead.
Yeah, this guy's pretty wild, huh?
No, I just did funny shit for the meme.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I can literally just use OBS.
I'm dead now.
And so that's what we did. But to do that, I literally have 2 headsets on right now. Which is really the moral of the story that I was trying to get to. Was just, you guys ever wear 2 headsets for the meme?
Oh,
Right about now, I wish I had Power Struggle.
yeah, that's always how it be, though, ain't it?
Well,
the only reason I'm currently
it has
alive in this
officially been
moment is
45
because
minutes.
Dead Hard is clutch.
It's officially been 45 minutes. No! I was literally so close to wiggling off. Get that save. Okay, this guy's really secure. My game's lagging, so... Can you hear me, buddy? Daddy, can you hear me? Oh, we'll just play however we can play. It's gonna run. Oh, I can hear you again.
Cool.
Yeah, sorry for any weird interruptions we get, boys and girls. It's... Oh, I have Dead Hard and I didn't use it. I'm an idiot. Definitely could have ran him. How are you doing right now, man?
Dude, fucking his day up, breaking his ankles, but we're all just still fucked.
Nah, we got this. I think this is the part of the podcast where it really becomes about, you know, overcoming...
Dude, he has that thing where he shows his red light and then comes the other way, and he's bad, but he knows that one thing, and it's fucking with me.
Yeah, it's all about overcoming challenges now. And I think we can do that together. I think we can do that as a team, as a unit.
You're wildly positive.
Yeah, I mean, this is the part of the podcast. The positive podcast.
Was this the positivity part?
Positive part of podcast.
When did you talk about this?
Positive people partake in podcasts. That's what it is.
What the fuck are you saying to me?
I don't know. It's just a lot of words that start with P.
Positive people positively take part in podcasts.
Damn right. Anyway, I've almost finished the first generator. Oh my god.
You just wanna, like, fuck around.
No, I want to fucking escape. If you do this, I'll save him.
Okay.
Beware of,
die, you sexy man beast.
Tinkerer.
Alright, let's talk about something different here.
Something new.
What's on the mind recently? You ever think about the Capitol riots? Not to get political, but what the fuck was that?
God knows.
I'm just saying, man, living through history's a nightmare. How about women? Let's talk about women. I see that, buddy. Kindred. Or he is Kindred. I don't know how Kindred works, honestly.
God fucking damn it. I'm going basement.
I can't do anything here.
No, it's up to you. You gotta save everyone. I'm not going basement. I don't know why.
That guy's dead.
Get the guy in basement. And do it fucking quick. Because he is on his way back. You're gonna have to outsmart him. Use your head on. I know you ain't got head on.
I wish. Sacrifice
him if you have to.
I hopped into a locker.
This guy yeeted the fuck right out of Killer Shack.
Okay, Dead Hard. My play. Oh. Yeah, so left as I'm
Can this guy just get me?
Oh, that's beautiful.
Well, it's time just to run him around as long as I can. Oh, or not, because I am just teleporting.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
I fucked it up.
Oof, that's a big oofer doofer, huh?
I can't, dude, literally, it's just the lag.
Yeah, you know what? It really explains it, because he's a rank 3.
No, dude, it's not even that he's rank 3. If my game wouldn't have fucking lagged me out there, I literally teleported backwards, and I was like, okay. Nothing I can do about that.
Yeah, let me check this is Xbox, huh?
That's alright,
no.
though.
I was gonna message him on Xbox, I broke your ankle, bro.
You know what they say? Positive people partake in podcasts.
Positive people partake in podcasts. Shut up. Positive people proudly take part in positive podcasts pertinently.
Okay, no, just positive people partake in podcasts. That's gonna be our motto now. You can't come into a podcast unless you're a positive people. But you know what, man? I think we're about to hit that 1 hour mark.
Oh, damn. We don't have
And
time
I
to talk
think
about women.
yeah, I think we've really gone through our topics for this session, huh?
We have, but how much, how many more minutes longer? We got 8?
I don't know.
Where's your timer?
Huh? It went off already. I set it for 45 minutes and that went off probably right before that game started. So
Well,
that
I've
was a
been
short
recording
game.
for 50 minutes.
Oh, that's a good idea to check. Checking the OBS right now, OBS. Does it tell you how many? Oh,
Yeah,
50 minutes. So yeah, we got about 10 minutes left. If there's something you'd like to just go ahead and say.
What can fill 10 minutes? A PewDiePie video? No.
Jesus Christ. Savage. You're calling out the wrong people right now. We're not big enough for that. We're just a small podcast, man. Jesus Christ. Talk about the balls on this guy. What the fuck? God damn. It's not even that funny. You're just a fucking idiot.
I fucking hate you. Okay, how about this? We can fill 10 minutes with this. Dungeons and Dragons dice, man.
Dungeons and Dragons dice? I have some sitting in front of me.
Yeah, I'm thinking about spending $300 on one made of human bone.
I think, at first I was really against it, but now I'm, kind of for it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because, I don't know. It's just, if you guys don't play Dungeons and Dragons, a single, die that hits hard for, impactful moments is, really good. It'd be, really good. Because just imagine, because I don't know if I've shown you my dice tower. I have this dice tower I got for Christmas that is just the Grim Reaper on a throne.
Right.
And the bottom skull that dispenses the fucking, the die is a giant mouth that has fucking flashing LEDs in it.
It's so cool, dude. It is really cool.
And just imagine if a fucking die made of human bone came out of that. Not one, your character's lost and dead.
Yeah, that's the idea for it, too, is it's only for, super important, game-making, breaking fucking roles.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, it comes in its own hand-carved carrying case. It's made out of, a human die. A human being with complex emotions, feelings, problems, died. Donated their body to science because they thought they were doing something important, and they did. But when that importance ended, their bones were taken, shaved down, and given to Keegan, one of the most useless organisms on this planet, to try and play fucking fairies and goblins with his 2 best friends.
And you know what? I don't think there's anything more grand than that.
It truly, and I don't mean this in a corny way, it's a circle of life.
Oh my god, shut the fuck up.
The circle of the afterlife, actually.
It's the D20 of life, really, is what it is.
Absolutely.
Damn straight. Damn fucking straight. Yeah, man. There were those really cool fucking Gaia's blessing dice. I don't even know what the odds of fucking ever getting those made are.
Julius would have straight up gotten you those for Christmas, man.
$700.
They were, those ones!
Yeah.
Those are impossible.
No, you're thinking of the Jack-O dice. Or whatever.
Yeah.
Which is literally it's the Jack-O die, really. It's just a D20. But it's cool.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah, dice are cool.
Artisan Dice, big dice making company. Still shout out, though, because fucking nice dice. Expensive,
Artisan.
but nice.
You know what? There's a fucking Kickstarter starting in February. I'll try to find it for you. For these dice that, light up with dynamic LEDs.
Yeah, and this is the thing about LEDs, they just never die.
Yeah, it's literally, they look fucking insane, dude. I'll find the link.
You gotta send it, yeah, for sure.
Definitely. Alright, so I think right about now we're probably going to start wrapping her up. My final remark is, true love comes to those who seek it, and true despair comes to those who don't. And always remember, positive people partake in podcasts. Thank you very much. You knew what I was going to say.
Straight. And yeah, I don't think there's any better way to end it than that.
Hope you guys like the podcast. Hopefully be doing another one soon. No idea when this is going up because there's so much editing to look forward to. But
Yes.
I love all of you. Put some links in the description to our channels respectively.
Absolutely.
And yeah, I think we'll just see you all later.
Peace out, guys.
Bye.